The main things that use it are vans, taxis, professional drivers and local people. If you do see anybody up there, give them a wave, because they are probably lost. I don't think there is anyone up there anymore. That's because nobody can find it, see? Now, we spoke a little bit about Shakespeare. Coming up on your right, a black glass building with the letters FT on the front. That is the headquarters of the Financial Times newspaper. But when they was constructing that building, they found the remains of the original Shakespeare's Globe Theatre. So that's where it was on your right-hand side. And the pub coming up on your right is the Anchor. And if you look very closely or take a photo of the pub, you'll see on the sign that it says built in 1615. And it is said that Shakespeare used to use the attics of that pub as a dressing room for his actors. So he didn't have very far to walk. This bridge here, this is the Cannon Street Railway Bridge. Not a very interesting bridge at all. All that I can tell you about this bridge is that it stops the trains from falling into the river. It's very simple. That's all I can tell you about this bridge. But what is quite interesting, coming up on your right hand side, we've got a dock entrance, and in that dock entrance, a real life pirate ship for the children, the boys and the girls. You can have a little look at the pirate ship there. That's an exact working replica of Sir Francis Drake's Golden Hind. He was the first Englishman to circumnavigate the world, and that ship has followed in his footsteps. It's actually been around the world twice. You can let the children go on the ship and play. I think it's about £5, but they'll dress them up as pirates, and it's very educational, and they will learn a lot. And while they're learning a lot on the boat, you can learn a lot next door in the old Thames side inn while you're having a nice pint. Now the bridge ahead of us, the last bridge that we're going to pass under on our way down to the tower, is probably the most famous bridge on the River Thames. And it is the one that we all sing about, which is of course London Bridge. It's commonly mistaken for the next bridge down, which is actually called Tower Bridge. Now this is the fourth London bridge to stand on this site in nearly 2,000 years. The first one was a wooden bridge built by the Romans, and that burned down, and as you probably gathered from the nursery rhyme, most of the others fell down. But one, however, for the Americans on board, was taken down piece by piece and shipped out to a place called Lake Havasu, where it now stands as a tourist attraction in the Arizona desert. Has anybody seen the bridge? Have you heard the story about the bridge? No? I'll tell you the story. It was built by a very wealthy American man called Mr. McCulloch for £1 million. He thought he had a bargain buying London Bridge for £1 million. He made that very common mistake, and he truly believed that he was buying Tower Bridge. You can imagine his face when he opened the box. And there we go. Different story. Now, the shiny blue glass building on your left hand side is the headquarters and training grounds of the London Apprentice Window Cleaners. It's owned by a man called Luigi the Squeegee. That's what that's. I'm only joking, of course. It's not really. It's the head office for the Daily Mail newspaper, but I'm sure that it could be. A bit more historical, the building next to that, the yellow brick building, is the old Billingsgate Fish Market, and there's been a fish market trading on that site for over 500 years. The only fish you'll see today, though, are the two that stand on the roof as weather vanes. The new fish market is down on the Isle of Dogs, and this building is just used for social purposes like parties and stuff like that. Now, just coming up on your right-hand side, just ahead of us, we've got an old Navy ship, the HMS Belfast, an old real-life Navy ship for the children. The ship, she was built in the same shipyard as the Titanic, which was the Harland and Wolff shipyard in Belfast, Northern Ireland. She last saw action throughout the Korean campaign. That's where she last fired her guns in anger. And as you can see, she's got 6 guns forward, nice little family up there, and there's also 6 guns aft. Give the family on the boat a wave. They look like they're having a wonderful time. Just give them a wave. That little boy is so excited to be on the boat, isn't he? There we go. Like I was saying, the boat has 6 guns forward and 6 guns aft. aircraft, and each of those guns are capable of firing a 100-weight shell or a loud screaming child about 14 land miles. It's now permanently moored here as part of the Imperial War Museum. You can go on and visit the ship for about £5 or £6. Children under 16 do go free. And a quick tip, if you have got children and you want to tire them out while you're here in London, take them on there. They've got 9 decks to explore, most of which consist of ladders, and I promise you, when you get home, you'll get a very early night. The kids will be knackered. It's a very tiring day. Now, don't worry about the bridge. We'll take you up to the bridge and turn the boat round in a second. But first of all, the building coming up on your right-hand side, the round glass building, is the Mayor of London, Boris Johnson's office. That's where he works every day. Well, I don't know about works, but that's where he turns up. Now, the building cost £25 million. 20 million went on the construction of that building, and they gave £5 million to a company to think of a name for the building. True story. It took them 4 years and £5 million later, and the adventurous name that they came up with for that building was City Hall. 4 years. But there we go. They paid £5 million to think of a name, and they wonder why people are rioting here. Absolutely. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to turn the boat side up. We'll turn the boat for you in a second. Is anybody going to the Tower of London today? A few of you. Well, I'll tell you a bit about it. It's over there on your left-hand side. Now, the Tower of London is London's most visited tourist attraction, but it has been many things in its time. It's been a royal observatory, a royal mint, a royal palace, a zoo, but most famously, it's known to us as a place of imprisonment and torture. The reason why we've stopped the boat here, over on your left-hand side, on the river wall, you'll see a blocked-up archway, and the words above it, entry to the Traitor's Gate. Now, if you was found guilty of treason, you would have been rowed down here from Westminster by a waterman like ourselves, probably without a commentary, and you would have been rowed through London's first one-way street. And that is where they would have taken you to the Bloody Tower to be met by a very large man with an even larger axe, and that is where they would have chopped off your head. The last person to go through the Traitor's Gate was Mel Gibson in the film Braveheart. Have you all seen that? William Wallace. He was the last person to go through the Traitor's Gate. Now what we're going to do, we're going to turn the boat side on for you so you can all get a nice photo opportunity of Tower Bridge. When we can do so, obviously when the boat's past there. Now, I tell